running a 500 kVA generator just to power a few lights and a laptop. It sounds crazy, but we see it every day on site. I'm Sean, and today we are breaking down the oversized generator trap. This first episode of Hybrid Action will show you why we should for brutal, hostile intelligent storage is no longer an option. It's a survival. Here is one. Okay, if you're running a construction site, a mine, pretty much any remote operation, you know that power is everything. But what if the way we've always done it? What if it's just fundamentally broken? Today we're going to break down exactly why that single, oversized diesel generator is costing you a whole lot more than just fuel, and what the smarter solution looks like. Let's dive in.
So, let's start with a quick thought experiment just to frame this whole thing. Seriously, when was the last time a big car brand launched a new model with only a gas engine? It's kinda unheard of now, right? And that's because in our daily lives, we've already accepted a simple truth about efficiency. A truth that for some reason has been really slow to catch on in the industrial world.
We all get it. In that stop-and-go city traffic, a normal engine is just wasteful. It's constantly revving up, idling down, and never really hitting that perfect, efficient cruising speed you get on the highway. We understand this for our cars, but the real irony here is that when we're talking about multi-million-dollar construction sites or remote projects, we just completely ignore this basic principle.
Right, so let's take that highway versus city driving idea and apply it to a job site. See, the core problem we're seeing today isn't that diesel generators are bad. It's that the demand they're trying to meet has totally changed. That old predictable flat line of power draw, yeah, that's a thing of the past.
And this slide right here, this shows you the new reality perfectly. You know, back in the day, power demand was a pretty smooth flat line. But today, with all the modern equipment we're using, cranes with variable speed drives, sensitive electronics, powerful tools just kicking on and off all day, that power curve now looks more like a jagged saw blade. It's all extreme peaks and really deep valleys.
And that saw blade forces project managers into what we call the oversized trap. To handle a massive but super brief power spike, like a big crane starting up, you have to rent a huge generator. One that's way more powerful than what you actually need for your average load. So you end up paying for all this capacity you might only use for, what, a few minutes a day?
Okay, so we're running these huge generators really inefficiently. So what? What's the real consequence? Well, this is where we get into diesel's dirty truth. And believe me, it goes way beyond just wasting fuel. Look, every diesel engine is built for one job, to run hard and to run consistently. This right here, this is its sweet spot. It's that perfect range between 70 and 80% of its max load. When it's in that zone, it's at peak fuel efficiency, it's running clean. Think of it like a marathon runner hitting their perfect pace. But here's the reality check, and this slide really paints the picture. When we pull the actual data from real job sites, the story is pretty shocking. Most generators spend a staggering 80% of their runtime chugging along at less than 30% load, nowhere even close to that efficient sweet spot.
So what happens when that engine never hits its ideal pace? It's not just inefficient, it's actually destructive. It leads to this condition called wet stacking. Just imagine unburned fuel cooking into this thick, tar-like sludge that builds up inside the engine and the exhaust. It literally chokes the machine from the inside out, leading to huge breakdowns, expensive repairs, and a much shorter lifespan. You're not just wasting fuel, you are actively killing your equipment. Alright, so if the old diesel-only logic is busted, what's the fix? Well, it's not about ditching diesel. It's about making it smarter. And the key is to totally reframe how we think about a piece of tech we're all familiar with, the battery.
You know, when most people hear Battery Energy Storage System, or BESS, they just think of a simple backup for when the power goes out. But in a modern hybrid system, its main job is something way more dynamic. It acts like a smart power buffer. Think of it as a shock absorber for your entire electrical system.
Okay, so this slide breaks down the new logic. Let's just walk through it. First off, for all those low loads, the BESS handles everything silently. The generator, it's completely off, saving fuel, saving wear and tear. Now, when the load gets high and stays high, the generator kicks on, but the smart controller makes sure it only runs in that perfect, efficient sweet spot. And what about those sudden massive spikes, like that crane starting up? The BESS absorbs it instantly. We're basically finally giving a dumb engine a brain.
Now, this isn't just theory on a slide. This is a real shift that's happening on the ground on major projects right now. So let's look at what this means from the perspective of the people actually out there in the field.
This quote from the field, it just nails it. The industry is moving away from just brute force, getting the biggest engine you can find, and it's moving toward a small engine plus large storage model. The whole focus is shifting to intelligent, flexible power management, not just raw horsepower.
So what's really driving this change? I mean, yeah, being greener is a nice bonus, but the real motivation here is way more practical. For a lot of companies, this shift, it's about survival. It's about the bottom line.
And to show you exactly what that means in dollars and cents, in our next explainer, we are bringing out the calculator. We're going to break down the real-world numbers from a tower crane case study to show you precisely how much fuel, maintenance, and money a hybrid system can save you. It's a total game changer, and it leaves us with one last thought. Are you still paying for horsepower, or are you ready to invest in intelligence?